Last week, I got this really cool app where I could see who my best Instagram followers are, and at the top of the list was Jimmy Weaver. Shout out to MHS and all those good people, Alex, you two, and all of your friends. But Jimmy Weaver has a question, and when Jimmy Weaver has a question, I answer it. And his question is that he's doing a project on the Industrial Revolution, and he wants to know what is the connection between the Industrial Revolution and imperialism, the new imperialism in the late 19th and kind of swinging into the early 20th century, where Europeans are dominating the native peoples of Africa and Asia. And what does this have to do with the Industrial Revolution? Now, keep in mind, if you're going to look at this from a pragmatic sort of social Darwinist perspective, and you ask the question, why does one group of people dominate another group of people? The answer would be something along the lines of, because they can. And that is really what the Industrial Revolution does. If you think about today, we talk about the so-called third world. These people who have much less than we do. These people who live in conditions that we're thinking like, whoa, they don't have iPhones and stuff? What's wrong with those people? Now, this is something that's really a product of the Industrial Revolution, because before the Industrial Revolution, the gap between the technologies available in Africa and Asia and Europe, it wasn't really that much. So if Europeans would have gone to China or to India or to Africa, maybe their technologies are a little bit better, but it's really the Industrial Revolution, and more specifically the so-called Second Industrial Revolution in about 1850, that is really setting Europe apart from the rest of the world as far as their technologies, and specifically their military technologies. You've got, at this point, artillery is becoming more and more advanced. You look at even having something like a repeating rifle, and having a guy who's got a rifle in his hand, which of course the rifle bore makes it very accurate, and then that you can pull the trigger multiple times without having to reload it. And this makes a European soldier much more powerful than the soldiers they're going to find on the battlefield, whether in Africa or Asia. One of the best movies that I would recommend is a movie called Zulu. And this is a movie about the defense of Rorke's Drift, which had about 100 or so British soldiers facing about 5,000 Zulu warriors. Now, these Zulu warriors were very fierce, but they're armed with spears, all right? They are used to hand-to-hand combat. And this movie shows this epic defense of this small group of people with modern military technologies taking on a group of people that are fierce, they're great warriors, but they do not have these military technologies. You've probably never heard of Zulu, but you have heard of a movie called Lord of the Rings, a trilogy. And if you ever watch Zulu, the Battle of Helm's Deep, Peter Jackson intentionally based it on the battle from Zulu. So that's something to think about as far as what connection is there. It is a connection of power, that because of the technologies that are discovered in the Industrial Revolution, it makes imperialism possible, because it makes it possible for Europeans to dominate. Also, keep in mind the transportation available with the Suez Canal and steamships and all of that kind of stuff is making it possible to bring more people places faster and all of that stuff. So with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and consider Jimmy Weaver's question answered. So just keep me in mind, not only subscribing on YouTube if you haven't already, but taking a look at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all of that kind of stuff. Until next time,